All right, today is about pursuing failure. Yay, pursue failure. All right, we're going to talk about a couple of things here. One is that failure is the way forward. It is also to recognize that happiness is not solvable, and solving problems is happiness. Counterintuitive to a lot of stuff we've heard before, but like I said, these are 5 millionaire mindsets that has surfaced for me, and continuously listening to people thinking, okay, I don't know how this is going to work, but this is why I want to teach it to you because I've employed these in my life for so long. So just to check in, here's where we are. We have fuck the excuses. We don't want to do that anymore. We have simplify first and then multiply. And then today we're talking about pursuing failure. The question is, are you building a healthy relationship with failure? And I honor you if you are, and if you are not yet, this is where I would suggest you go, is build a very healthy relationship with failure. It's not easy because failure is the way forward. Failures are what leads to better understanding of what's necessary to be successful. Failure is necessary. And the more that you avoid it, it will screw you up because struggles will always show up. And if we're only looking for wins, not willing to have failures, it's going to mess you up. And it maybe has held you back up to now. It's maybe you're not progressing as fast enough because you're so afraid of failing. There's a struggle around every single corner, and redefining failure will unleash the progress, creativity, and the resilience that you need to move forward. Mark Manson also says that everything worthwhile in life is won through surmounting the associated negative experience. Think about that. Think about having the associated negative experience and what you learn from it, not because it didn't really work out in the way that you wanted or expected. Now, let's talk about something that's counterintuitive, which is that happiness is not solvable. Life always will have suffering, and pain teaches us to pay attention. I think I said it before that fear also is an indicator that you're alive, and it makes you pay attention. It's the same thing here. The pain makes you pay attention to something. And the solution to one problem always will create another problem. So we think that if I can only do this and solve this thing, everything will be fine. That's not true. It's always going to create another problem or a multiple of problems that you, as an entrepreneur, need to be able to step into. That's why I'm talking about having a healthy relationship with failures, because there's always something that's going to come up that's going to be a snag that you're going to look into and go, okay, well, I'm going to go fix that. And it doesn't work. And you're like, well, that didn't work. I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing, or whatever it is. You get to a point of accepting failure and then stopping what you're doing, because maybe you're not attached to the desire, which you need to be. Like, what's the true desire of everything you're doing, and all the stuff that we've talked about up to now. So the solution to one problem is always going to be that's creating another problem. And if you avoid those problems, then you're only making yourself miserable, whether you know that or not. So here's a tip. Everyone suffers. The rich suffer because they have riches. If you think that it's better to be rich, then reframe what you're really looking at. They also have problems. Trust me on this one. It's not because I'm massively rich, but I've sat beside many, many of them, and they have major problems. And the poor suffer because of their poverty. So wherever you are in that realm, we're all suffering in some way, shape, or form. Solving problems is what happiness is all about. So don't hope for life without problems, because you can't progress without problems. Hope for a life full of good problems. The problems in your life will never stop. They're just upgraded. So the further you get in your business, the problems won't stop. They're just different problems. And I can tell you that because when I was learning this and listening to all of these people, when I was below a six-figure mark, below that, I'm like, you guys, you have no idea. I would totally want to be in your place. And it really never resonated with me until I moved up. And then, yeah, this is right. The problems don't stop. They're just different problems. We can deal with them maybe easier sometimes because we've been through more, but they're just upgraded problems. The truth is that people screw up for two reasons only. They screw up because they're in denial, or they have a victim mentality. And I want to go through these with you. And again, remember that I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not blaming you or anything like this. At the beginning of this series, I told you that this was going to be real and raw. And you can look at these and take them in. And I also told you that some of these things that we're talking about may just bring up emotions you may not want to deal with. But here's what a denial and a victim look like. In a denial, people have problems in the first place. They deny that they have problems in the first place. They don't want to recognize that they have problems. And what that does is it pulls them out of reality. It distracts them because they're not looking at the problem, they're pushing it away. And it's when they do that, when they avoid the problems because they're in denial, they have a short-term happiness. Like, that's all good. Everything's cool. But they're in this denial phase. And what that does is it leads to insecurity and emotional repression. They also believe that there's nothing that they can do to solve their problems. So this is a denial mentality. Nothing will work because nobody understands me or whatever that is. The victim mentality, they seek to blame others, the government, the economy, right? You've heard it all before. It's everyone else that is making this not work for me. And they look outside to blame circumstances as the cause. It's never them. It's always something else that is making them not progress. And they think that by solving problems, it's a hard thing to do. So they don't want to do it. So they'd rather stay in the circular chaos or circular failures or whatever you want to call it, rather than looking at solving a problem. And again, that brings them short-term happiness. So they're like, this is all good. I'm used to this. This is just the way life is. I've been dealt, the wrong cards, whatever they say. I'm good. I'm just not going to go do that. And I'm happy. But again, they're in a victim mentality. And this leads to anger. It leads to helplessness. It leads to despair. So I don't know if you identify with any of those. I know I sure do and did a lot of looking at these lists and thinking, holy crap, this is how I'm thinking. And I had to change my thinking. And it's constant. It's not just that I changed it one time, 5 years ago and everything is great. It's a constant thing to realize, am I going into denial right now? Am I playing a victim? So judge for yourself. Again, the moment in the mirror, look in the mirror and ask yourself, Joey, are you denying? Are you in denial or are you a victim? Like right now, what's going on? That's why the moment in the mirror is so, so critical. And I have a exercise for you. I'm going to give you the link here. This is a commitment exercise, and there's only 2 pages, but you can read about it. And what I'm asking you to do, you asked for accountability. You asked for me to help you and push you forward. This is what it's all about. So day 3, I'm asking for your commitment. And when you go through this exercise, you'll see on the bottom of it, I'm asking you to email me. And hopefully you do that. It's all good. It's all up to you. But I'm asking you to push yourself a little bit and stay accountable to me and to the group. And it's only private between you and me. I won't announce anything to anybody else, but that's all good. So that is where we are today. And I'm just going to open it up and see what you guys think. How's that?